Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is SevTech Ages. Today I've got some plans. As you can see, I've already started building a little bit of an Astral Sorcery altar. I also brought over a whole bunch of equipment and decided I would start making use of this Astral cart. I figure, it's kind of sitting here, why not? And you can see as it fills up, all this stuff renders in the back. It's actually, I didn't expect that. It's pretty darn cool. So when I combine it all, look at that. See, it kind of makes it look smaller. So that's pretty neat. I really like that, actually. So you can make it look like it's much fuller than it really is by kind of spreading the things out. So that's just really neat, really neat. All right, so as you can see, the sun is setting. And there's a reason why I have it set like this. Usually, the sun's setting at the beginning of a video is a terrible thing. I've done it many times in the past, and I know that Rorax of Rorax Plays has a habit of doing it herself. But hey, you know what? None of us are perfect, especially myself. So it's a thing that happens. In this case, it's arranged. I have, in this cart here, a luminous crafting table that I'm not going to use yet. It's the Phosic Resonator that I want to use. If I hold it here, you can see, look, the area I was using to harvest trees actually has a really strong, or at least a pretty darn strong area. You can see little lights of stars and stuff in the blue. That means that it's really high. It could feasibly get a little bit higher than this, I think, an even brighter blue and even more stars, but I think that's pretty darn good. And yes, if I were to raise this up to Y level 120, it would be even better. But or above. But for now, I think that this is going to meet my needs because I have a plan on what area I'm going to start improving on the base first. And I think it's going to be this little bridge because I have a reason to do so at this point. Instead of just coming over here to chop some wood, I'm going to be wanting to make this a little bit nicer. I mean, sure, it's not bad. It's cute, right? I don't like cute. I want it to be pretty cool. So I'm going to be working on that. But let's get some of these, oops, don't get in the cart, Vallen. Let's get some of these materials here that I have in the cart so that I can finish this stuff off. Sooty marble, by the way, if you don't know, it's just a bunch of marble around a piece of coal. It's very simple, very simple. And in fact, I have this kind of planned out. Oops, that was great. Let me grab my pick. There we go. And I can put this down here. And you can see it's kind of like this little, a chunky X in the middle. And then you just put down a whole bunch of marble bricks pretty much around that, just not on the corners. And that should fill that out. Then you take down some of these marble arches and you kind of surround it, but you leave that space here open where you just had. And then, oh, there we go. That's what I needed. These chiseled marbles we put in here. And then you put a couple of pillars on top of that. And then, of course, you've got your chiseled marble on top of that. And ta-da! You've got yourself the setup to graduate your luminous crafting table to the next level, which I never can remember what the actual recipe is. There we go. So it's some marble pillars, chiseled marble, a bucket of starlight, and a rock crystal. I hope I have all that stuff here. I don't have any of that stuff here except for this. Okay. Maybe I'm going to go grab that. I'll be right back. Okay, I realized I didn't have it for a reason because I already have a bunch of stuff in my backpack. And you might even be wondering, most of you probably won't, I would guess, because you've probably all already done this yourselves. But if you haven't, I recommend getting yourself a chisel because this is going to be very key for getting everything that you need here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to need 4 of those, the pillars. There we go. And then I just need a couple of those. I think it's the chiseled marble, if I'm not mistaken. Let's put these in here. And you can see I've got lots of starlight now, so this thing is good to go. I just need... Do I have... Oh, I need 1 rock crystal. All right. All right, enough of this back and forth. I got it. I actually filled this cart so I wouldn't have to do exactly what I'm doing right now. And I should be able to put this here. There we go. And then I just take my wand, which I think is in my bag. There it is. Switched out with my chisel and right click. Now that's going to take some time. It does do some really cool particle effects. Later on, the particle effects are much cooler. So if you miss this, it's not as big of a deal because it's just a bunch of just vertical light rays, really. It will take some time, though. So let me actually empty that, eat some more food, and we can look at some other stuff. I have plenty of things planned for today. We're basically working towards going to the Twilight Forest, and then I even have plans once we're there. So let's constantly keep getting in the cart. Okay, I've got a bunch of these items here. Reason being, I'm going to need them to make some of the materials, like illumination powder and nocturnal powder. Reason being is that these are going to be needed to make star metal ore. And then once you make star metal ore, you then can smelt it into a star metal ingot, which, yeah, it's a bit tedious to get this far, but that star metal ingot is what you need in order to get to the Twilight Forest. Usually it's a diamond when you go with this. Are you done yet? No, it's not done yet. But in this case, it's going to be the star metal ingot. And I just realized I don't actually have the iron cluster. I smelted all of my iron bits, so I'm going to have to go to another iron area and actually grab one of those. I might wait for this thing to finish and make myself some new stuff. I did grab a bunch of stardust, which, oh, there we go. I learned more about attunement, which means another chapter has opened up. There we go, in your book here. And you can just double click to zoom in on it. Then you can just click on a couple of the tabs out here to go back out. Shouldn't be too bad. And this basically allows you to make all sorts of really wonderful things, including celestial gateways, which I might even make one out here so that I can just like teleport around, put one in the base somewhere, maybe on top. I don't know. But they're very good transport or teleporters that don't require any kind of power. They just need a view to the sky. Unless, of course, you're in the nether, in which case you don't. You've got your different wands and things like that, as well as a telescope. I do want to make myself a whole bunch of stuff, and we're losing light now. But this is also a much bigger Starlight Crafting altar, so therefore it's okay. I mean, this just is telling us that, yeah, the moon is going down, so we're going to be a little bit pressed for any kind of moonlight or the starlight that we might need to make these. So let's try and make some illumination powder and some nocturnal powder before I go and get those hematite bits. So to start, we're going to need some glass shards, piles of sand, gunpowder, and aquamarine. Well, the glass shards are just piles of sand smelted, or you can break glass. And the piles of sand is just from putting it in a crafting grid. So that's real basic and easy. I actually have a whole bunch of those, so that's not a problem. What else do we have? Aquamarines. I went out to... I didn't bring any over, did I? I didn't. I went to the Beneath. And I did some more searching for aquamarines. Got myself, I think, about a half a stack's worth, because I kept going up and searching every step that I was going. And in the end, I broke through to like an upper area, and then I just walked around up there, and I could find a whole lot of aquamarines just on the surface. So yeah, look at this. I got 39 of them. So let's take a whole bunch of these over there to the Astral Sorcery area, which, yeah, see, if I had a teleporter, I could just like teleport over here. That would be kind of cool, but I got to figure out where to put these things. All right, so I think I've got everything that I need here. I'm going to make a few piles of sand, and then I should be able to make this. So for every piece of sand I put in and every glass I break, because there's 4 shards in a piece of glass, I could basically make 8 illumination powder with aquamarine and gunpowder. So that's pretty impressive. But let's start with these. And it's probably, in the past, it's been, as many as you have in the table, but in my experience with testing this so far, it hasn't been that way. It's been more or less however many you guys would have, or you'd have to click on here. Sorry, I'm waffling. What you'd basically have to do is every time I click on here to activate this and make this recipe, it would only make 1. So let's find out if that's still true with something like this. It's a very basic recipe, or if it's actually going to make 2. We'll find out when I pick this up if I get 16 or if I just get 8. Because if it's going to be 1 at a time, it's going to kind of be a little bit of a pain. It's probably going to take a little bit of time, so I might as well get the rest of this stuff ready, which is some coal, black dye powder, illumination powder, which I'm making up now, and some lapis lazuli. So I'm going to go get these ingredients while this thing is smelting. I'll be right back. Hey, there we go. And we made, hey, it did all of them. Okay, so it's not that bad then. That's pretty good. All right, so then I'm going to make some nocturnal powder I've already got a bunch of the ingredients for that, I think, which nocturnal powder you got to be very careful with. The illumination powder, if you're curious, it's basically similar to the blood lamps, but you can't break them like you can the blood lamps. Like this one here, I could just smack and it's gone, and I can place another one, etc. Instead, you place it, and the only way to eliminate the illumination powder light that is there is either with an illumination wand or by placing a block on top of it, which will destroy it, and then you can mine the block back up if you don't want it there. But nocturnal powder is kind of the opposite. It's a monster spawner. So you throw it on the ground and it will start spawning all sorts of nasty mobs in that area for several seconds. So it's very dangerous. It'll also create like a very dark cloud, so it's going to be difficult to see. So you're going to want to watch out for that. But let's get this nocturnal powder going here. Put some illumination powder in the center and just coal on the sides, black powder on here. There we go. Black powder on top. And just need some lapis on the bottom. So I don't want to make too many of these, and it looks like I'm going to actually need some more light for this anyway. So let's try making a little something else. I think I might be able to use this as a regular crafting table. No, it's not going to let me do that. I wasn't sure if it would or not, but let me just make some glass panes real quick, because I have other plans in mind for this astral crafting. So, something that I did not realize is that glass panes are not made in your traditional sense. They're made in a smelter and poured out on a casting table. Not the casting basin, but the table itself. And yeah, it takes a half a bucket each. So that's going to be interesting. So I'm just poured some in here real quick because I don't have my casting table over there. And I'll be pouring it up here, making up some panes so that I can actually make the lenses that I want to make. So I'll be back shortly. Alright, so we are going to make ourselves a lens first, which, oops, I've got everything tucked in this bag right now because my inventory space is currently at a premium. Once I've made this lens, then I can make myself a looking glass. And then I'm just going to skip right ahead to the next part, which is going to be making to make things easier on myself, because a looking glass will only see one constellation per night. In fact, what's the recipe for it? Oh, I forgot the gold ingot. There we go. And I want to see more than that. I want to be able to find more than the one. So if you make yourself a telescope from that, then you can get even better results. So if I put this here, I think it's 3 sticks, a couple gold, and oak wood plank. No, doesn't. It looks right, but that might not be it for this. The telescope recipe looks about right. Starlight crafting altar looks proper. Maybe I just don't have enough starlight? Oh, no. I am a doof. I have everything upside down and back to front. So let's put this here and here. There we go. And now I don't have enough moonlight, or starlight, which should hopefully fix itself shortly as the night goes on. I mean, a little bit more. Come on, dude, that is the tiniest amount. I suppose I could probably make myself an enhancement item here, which would require a little bit of aquamarine. Let me grab some more aquamarines. 1, 2, 3. In fact, and I can make some more lenses here. This isn't going to be enough. I'm going to need to enhance things, folks. So we're going to make ourselves a bunch of, enhancing lenses. So let's see what we can do to kind of fix that. So I made 3, which is not going to be enough to make more than 1 spectral relay, which is what I want to make in this case to help us out. Spectral relay, a couple gold nuggets, some more wood, and a glass lens. Plus, then you need to put a glass lens in it and put it on a little stand nearby. So let me go do that. I'll be right back. In the meantime, though, while it is nighttime, might as well take a look in the sky and see if there is anything I can find with this, which probably there is stuff. Oh, here we go. I don't know if you guys can see the large stars on here. This is what you're looking for. So I'm moving it around slowly. So then you press shift and you should be able to draw the lines if you're familiar with the constellation. If you're not familiar with the constellation, it's not going to do a lot for you. And if you're off by too much on your drawing, it's obviously not going to register. So you need to make sure that you're somewhat accurate with your dots. And this I already know is true, but if I open up my astral tome, the only constellation I know is Decidia. So I'm not going to be able to draw that one, sadly. I'm going to need to make a whole bunch more pages for that, of which will require more starlight, as well as a use for all that washi that I made. And yes, you guys are totally right. I don't need to make a ton of washi, which I already had. I'm sad. I'm very sad. But I should be able to alleviate that because we've got a whole bunch of paper. Actually, I don't have much paper in there. I have some paper here. Where'd the rest of it go? Oh, that's right. I've got it in my other inventory bag because I wanted to have it with me, because paper is very important in this, especially when going to the Twilight Forest. Alright, so I was able to make a whole bunch of glass panes, plus I had to smelt up a bunch of gold nuggets, because if you remember, putting them in here doesn't actually do anything. You have to like melt them out individually. But that actually was pretty easy because they dry really fast when pouring. Thank goodness. So the thing that I'm looking to make is an astral relay, which I don't know, there it is, spectral relay, excuse me, which requires an actual little area for it to be in, which is going to be a little bit of this. Let's see, 4 chiseled marble, 4 marble arch, and 1 sooty marble. And I have the resources to make a few of them, but first let's see if I can actually make these. There we go, successful ceremony. I started noticing it raining, and that's one of the few things that can really spoil your, well, astral sorcery night. Because if you sleep to make the rain go away, then it also makes the sunshine go away, or the nighttime go away. So I'd rather just make it the rain stop now while I think of it. But let's see, I have in here a whole bunch of marble. Plus, I should have in my other bag good old-fashioned chisel. And with this, I can then make a whole bunch of the ingredients I'm looking for. We're starting off with chisel marble. Then we're going with a bunch of marble arches. Then I will need a little bit more marble so I can make that sooty stuff. Actually, I have a bunch of sooty marble. Never mind. Never mind. So let's put all these on the hotbar, and I can start making these up. Now, you can actually have them share blocks. So if I do this, I could actually have these overlap. So like these 4 are one, and these 4 are another. That's the idea here, at least. So it's kind of cool that you can share multi-block structures with these. I'll put down a little bit of the sooty marble, and I've got a spot for the spectral relays. At least 2 of them. I might make more. We'll see how things go. For now, I need to make a whole bunch more of these glass lenses. Well, actually, what's the recipe for this? Wood and marble. I should have some left over here, and some here. Actually, I should be able to make this during the daytime. This is really nice and convenient. So let's make at least, what do we got, 3 of these? Yeah, I should be able to make 3 of these. Excellent. Spectral relays. Now, I put this down, and that was only 1. All right, well, some of these things will require multiple clicks, apparently. I thought I was going to get 3 at a time, but not in this case. All right, and then I just click again to make the 3rd one, because why not? These things are really cool display stands as well. So if you want to, you can put some kind of really cool item in there. They also act as a torch, so they light up an area. They're really nice in a lot of different ways. So I have a 3rd one just in case I need it for later on. I might need it to boost those. But for now, let's empty these out. And I want to actually make more of these lenses, because currently the spectral relays, even with their little structures there, are useless because you have to have put a bunch of these things in it. 1, 2, let's make 2 of these things. You have to put a floating lens in these, and then they will donate extra starlight to this altar. All right, so there we go. Got these. Come on. Come on. Pick them up. All right, so you can see right now it's about lining up with the edge here. So if I click this and this, even during the daytime, it gives an increased amount. Look at that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. During the day, it gave that much. Now, you don't want to spam the heck out of these things. Yes, you could, and they will give you a bunch of starlight, but you'll start getting diminishing returns. So you only need a few. It should be all you'll need for anything. So don't bother just like spamming your base with these things, because they're just going to lag you out at that point. And like I said, they're going to give you tremendously diminishing returns at that point. So you just need to make like maybe 4 at best, but I think 2 is probably more than sufficient for now, because they're going to be not useful in the future. Anyway, things that I need to continue making. Well, I opted to make use of the 3rd one. I figure I already made it. I might as well do that. Later on, I could reuse these things as really cool just display stands, which I think I might do that. But for now, they should help me get to the starlight that I need. And there we go. I now have a sufficient amount. Just click on here and it should start working. There we go. Just needed to reset it for a second there. So I also want to make some parchment paper so that I can therefore Let's see, on a luminous crafting table. No. On a starlight altar, I can make... Oh, that's right. This is a Necronomicon ritual. Well, I will need a bunch of parchment paper so that I can make these as well. So, might as well do that. But for now, let's put this over here. And when you put down your telescope, make sure that there's nothing directly around it or up against it, because then it will just give you a black sky. Aha! This looks exactly like the other one that we saw yesterday. So there are arrows on the sides that you can click and see if there are any others. And there is... I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Say, this is another one, but it's not the one that I know. So it looks like Dissidia is not in the sky tonight. This one, though, gives you like the option for several possibilities. And every time that you click, it actually rotates the telescope, which is pretty darn cool. I do like that quite a lot. Alright, so I'm going to go get myself a bit of hematite so that I can do that. I'm also going to grab a few more rock crystals so that I can make myself some more constellation papers. And then I think we're going to be able to make some serious progress into getting into the Twilight Forest, which I think is going to be quite a lot of fun. I've got a lot planned for that. Okay, and this is definitely a much cheaper way of going. Oh my gosh, paper. I get 4 for this. Wow. Okay, so let's start off by getting myself a little bit of parchment paper. I already have 3 from the washi that I had, and this should top me off nicely. Oh my gosh, that is just ridiculous. I put so much time into the washi. Oh, I regret everything. Alright, now comes the fun part. I get to put down Necronomicon and start charging that thing up while I am setting up my other ceremony. And hopefully nothing bad's going to happen while that's doing its thing. Oh boy. Oh, bad things have happened. Get out of here. I heard that thunder. Okay, no, bad evil Shoggoth. Get out of here. Come here. Oh, I don't have my shield. Oh my gosh, where's my shield? There we go. Oh, that was a close one. There we go. Take him out as quick as we can. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Oh man, I'm gonna have to shovel this back up. Yeah. Alright, what do we got in here? We've got over 1,000. Alright, nice. And only with one little Shoggoth showing up. That's not too bad. So now, to just kind of do the thing over here and get myself some more constellation paper. Visio! Alright, cool. And to continue on. Armara, which I know everybody's going to tell me, Vallen, you need to get Armara. Oh my gosh, it's so good. You need to get Armara. Guess who was telling you guys that from the beginning? But seriously, I might actually switch it up because I've done Armara before and it is pretty good. Plus, it's been a little bit nerfed in SevTech. I heard the extra thunder. I don't see any evil things over there. So we'll see how things go. I might go with Dissidia just for that extra damage boost. Alright, there we go. That should be sufficient for this. I went out and got a little bit of hematite. It took me a while to actually find some. I didn't have any marked on my map. I don't remember the last time that I found some that wasn't like really far off. And the stuff that I did find was kind of far, but not exactly close either. So there we go. Got nocturnal powder, got illumination powder, and now to make the star metal ingot, I need some regular smooth stone and some stardust, which I've been gathering stardust just from the little bits of stuff that I found on the top for the Astral Sorcery rock crystal like markers on the surface. So I've just been raking some of those. If you have looting on anything, that's probably the best way to go. You might have a chance of getting some more from it. Not to say that it's going to be like working every time, but it should work pretty good. Alright, there we go. This should be the last of the ingredients for this. I only need the one, I hope, unless I mess this up really bad, which is always a possibility. Once I get this, once we get into the Twilight, there's actually iron ore out there, and then we can make lenses that will focus on that, hopefully, and therefore make things a little bit easier for us, so that we can make more of that if we need it, instead of, well, going with this kind of method here. Hey, there we go. Alright, so, use for this. Smelting it up in just about any resource. I don't want to put it on a grindstone because it'll just turn into stardust. I already have stardust. I can turn it into an ingot. So let's go just smelt this up. And I'll need a couple buckets of water. I'm kind of thinking we have our portal actually out front here, because it's kind of decorative at the moment. We can always move it later on. Maybe I put it here. Maybe I put it here. That'd be kind of cool. Just having it like in this little space here. Maybe I'll break that and stuff. Yeah, that kind of works for me. And I know that I was making like a little portal room over here, but the Twilight Forest is like a portal is kind of pretty. So I don't feel right just like hiding it in the pit of despair. So, oh, that's right. I still have some more glass shards that I need to put away here. There we go. And voila, c'est fini. Enter the twilight. Okay, now we can get somewhere. I just need 2 buckets of water. For now, I'm just going to use the 1 so I can dig this out. We're going to do it right here, I think. There we go. And I can put a bucket here. I'm going to need... Actually, I don't need 2. I'm going to need 4 because I realize now... Yeah, this this doesn't work that way. I forgot. Usually, you just need the 2. But this case will work just fine. Now, on top of that, I need some flowers. Any old flowers will do. And in fact, I do need to replenish my water because it's just really good to grab these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there was no sound there because there's an anti-sound block there. How many I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I don't have enough space. There we go. 6. And I actually need a little bit more than that. Come here. Come here. 7, 8. Perfect. That's what I need. All right. So, because you don't actually need them on the corners, you just need them elsewhere. And for this purpose, I need a little bit of light. Let's put a light here, light there. We're going to put them on the 4 corners just to highlight this. There we go. Now, I can put these on the sides. We're going to put them opposite each other just for decoration purposes. I don't want them kind of mixing with the... Oops, that's food. With the rest of these. There we go. And then I've got... Oh, wait. I can't have 2 of the same kind next to each other. That's unacceptable. There we go. And then I can put this one over there. Perfect. Excellent. So, I'm going to go gear up, get myself all my inventory and stuff emptied out, and then we'll get going on this. Alright, so I have a crafting table and a sign because I'm making a crafting table and a stick, which is going to be very useful where we're going, which is going to be the Twilight Forest. Now, I have some other things that I was thinking I might work on before we went, but I think I'm going to put those on the back burner, which is like a framing table and storage drawers for like my well, just a whole bunch of overflow stuff. But we've got the Astral altar upgraded. We've got some Astral powders done. Sooty marble taken care of. Looking glass sorted. Twilight Forest. We're going to go into that and start working on boss progression because we can get a lot of really cool stuff from those, as well as find a lot of neat things in that dimension. Not to mention a magical inventory system. So let's head over here. I don't know why I'm going off in this direction. I was used to going over to the Astral Sorcery area. We don't need to go over there right now. We have our Star Metal Ingot. And we've got this area set up here. So, one thing you do need to worry about, though, is if you're prone to, well, catching on fire. In this case, I should be alright, but I'm still going to toss it from way back here. There we go. Yep, and I still got hit. Thank you, Lightning Bolt. Alright, folks, and now, I think next episode, we're going to be jumping into the Twilight. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If so, be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be sure to spread the mischief to others if you think that they'll enjoy this kind of content too. And until next time, folks, I'll see ya.